Okay, this is lesson 6.7, and in this lesson we're going to use SOH TOA to find side lengths. And first we need to remember what SOH TOA stands for. Well, SOH stands for sine of an angle is equal to O divided by H, opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cos of an angle, C, is equal to A over H. And tan of an angle, T, is equal to O over A. So if we can remember SOH TOA, we can remember these three equations. So the sine, cos, and tangent ratios are used to find the measurements of lengths and sides. Oh, lengths and angles, sorry, in a triangle. When you encounter a problem where you have the lengths of one side and at least one of the small acute angles, it is possible to use trigonometry to find the length of the third side. You can't use the right angle 90 degrees. You have to have one of the other angles. So I'm going to show you some examples. There's 3 examples and there's 2 practice questions that will be just like the examples we do. So after each example, you can try the practice. Okay, so example 1, find the length of AB to the nearest tenth. Well, AB would be this side down here. We're trying to find this side. So we're going to follow these 3 steps. First, label the sides of your triangle relative to the angle. Well, the angle we have is 37 degrees. So relative to this angle, if we go across opposite, we've got the opposite side. If we go across from the 90, we get the hypotenuse side, which leaves the adjacent side, our last side. So now, to figure out which ratio to use, sine, cos, or tan, we need to look at what side length we know. Well, we know 11. We know this side length, H. And what side do we want to find? Well, we want to find AB, which is this side, O. So then, to figure out if we're going to use sine, cos, or tan, we write SOH TOA. And we look, O and H will only be in the word SO, CA, or TOA. And it's in the word SO. OH is in SO. So, what's that mean? Well, that means we get to use the equation sine theta equals O over H. So let's go back. Sine theta equals O over H. And now we fill in what we know. Theta, this sine, means angle. Well, we know the angle, 37. So we can say sine 37 equals, O is the side we don't know, it's AB. And we do know H, H is 11. So we get this equation here. Sine 37 equals AB divided by 11. To figure out what our side AB looks like, we have to do one step. And that's take this number on the bottom, bring it across to the other side and in front of sine. So it looks like this. They call this the Drake move because the number starts on the bottom and now it's here. So now we have 11 sine 37 equals AB. So now we just use our calculator to figure out what AB is. Well, let's get my calculator. We type it in exactly as we see it. 11 sine 37. 6.62, let's just call it 6.6. Nearest tenth, 1 decimal place. So 6.6 centimeters. And there we go. We just used SOH TOA to find a side length. Okay, let's try another example. Example 2. Find the length TS. Well, this is side TS. So first, label the triangle. O across from the angle, H across from the 90, and A is the side that remains. So this time, we want to find TS. Well, TS is this side, and that's our A. We also know the number, 9.2, is H. So now we ask ourselves, well, SOH, CAH, TOA. Which equation are we going to use? Well, we know A and H is in the CAH. So this time we're going to use the cosine equation. The cosine equation is cosine angle equals A over H. Now we fill in what we know. We know the angle is 22. Side A is TS. And side H is 9.2. So now we have to do our solve step, the Drake move. Number starts on the bottom and then goes there. So we've got TS and 9.2 cos 22. And now we type that in our calculator. 9.2 cos 22. And we get 8.53, so we'll call it 8.5. And we're in centimeters. Now, if you're doing these questions along with the lesson and you're not getting these answers when you type in 9.2 cos 22, it's probably because your calculator is not in degree mode. So try to reset your calculator, and that should put it back to the default degree mode. Every calculator is different if you don't know how to reset your calculator. But if you play around with mode buttons, sometimes you can change the mode. And this calculator specifically, I have to do setup, so it's shift setup. That didn't work. Shift setup. There we go. And then we're looking for DEG for degree, so I'd have to press 3 to put it in degree mode, and now I'm in degree mode. Okay, there's a practice example for you. You can follow along exactly like how this example was done to solve for side TS again. We're going to move on to example 3. All right. In this example, we're going to see what happens if our unknown side ends up on the bottom of our equation and we can't just do the Drake move. So let's start. We're going to try to find DE, which is this side right here. So we need to label the triangle. Angle we know is here, 9 degrees. So we're going to go across from 9, opposite would be this side. Across from the 90 would be our hypotenuse. And that leaves this side as our adjacent. So since we want to find side DE, that's this side, and we know side O, 9 centimeters, we ask SOH, which equation we're going to use. Well, we got A and O. The only one with A and O in it is the TOA. So we're going to use our tan equation. Well, tan equation is tan angle equals O over A. Let's fill in what we know. We know the angle is 9, so tan 9. O is 9 as well. A, we don't know. That's our DE side. So now we don't have the number on the bottom that we can just bring up here next to the tan. So what happens when the unknown side is on the bottom is we do a switch. We switch DE and tan 9, and we get this. DE equals 9 divided by tan 9. And now we can use our calculator to find DE. So we've got 9 divided by tan 9. And we get 56.8. And we're in centimeters. All right. So if you're building your survival guide for this lesson, what's really important is the two different solves. One where the angle, or the side you don't know is on the top, and one where the side you don't know is on the bottom. So you should put both of those examples. Try the second practice, and probably include the steps, the 3 steps for solving. Those are pretty important as well. Okay, thanks for watching part 2 of lesson 6.7, where we solve for side lengths. In 6.8, we'll solve for angles using SOH. Thanks for watching.